Alright, like I said earlier in the other video, which I may or may not post, I used the other camera because the battery was dead on this one. Anyway, I know you guys out there said it was okay, you liked it, it was fine, it looked good, and you're just being kind, and I kind of know that, and I appreciate it though, thank you. However, I wasn't happy with it. It looked okay. If I was going to go hang it out in the woods, it would be fine. You know, it's going to be hanging, well, it's not going to be hanging in the woods, in the trees. You know, it's going to be up against the garage out here, actually. But regardless of that, I wasn't totally satisfied with it. So instead of me painting it and waiting for the paint to dry, I just decided to go out to the wood pile, pick up all these little scraps, and staple them in place. And that's what I'm doing. And I'm using a staple. No, I'm using an air staple gun. It has adjustable air, so I can make it, you know, as heavy hitting or as light as possibly needed. I'm using 2 different size staples, only because I don't want it to go through and have a bunch of little sticky things inside, pricking anything that may decide to go in and out of there. So I'm using 2 different sizes. For the thicker, I'm using this. For the thinner, I'm using that. If I put any thinner on first, I use that, and then if I put a thicker over it, I use that. So it's just a matter of kind of getting an idea. I'm not actually laying it out in any special way, you know, first to see how it looks. I'm just kind of taking the pieces and placing them in. I'm probably going to add maybe 1 more piece in each, but I want to leave a little bit of the color in the background. And I may just add a little bit of spray here and there with a little camouflage. If I can find a good branch out there with some good definition on it, I may just pick that up and put that up there and show you what I mean. Or I may even just, you know, staple a couple little branches on it as well. I don't know yet. I'm in the yard walking around picking up little things and seeing what looks good and what doesn't. Alright, anyway, that's where I'm at with that, and I'll show you just before I get ready to hang it up. The camera's in there, and again I'm gonna put the link so you can just go to it without going to a YouTube rather. However, you're not going to see anything right now. It's live, but you're probably not going to see much. Also, I don't know exactly how many can see at the same time. I don't know if it'll jam up the server or not, because it's not going through my system in any way. It has to go through Nest Cam, believe it or not. So I don't know how that's going to work. So I got to figure out some of it, but meanwhile I will get it up there, and tonight I'll put it up for sure, and you can just at least get an idea of what you may or may not see by looking at an empty interior box. So, alright guys. Alright, now we may be going a little crazy here, but now it's starting to look more like a natural environment. So that's where we're going to be. So everything is stapled. I got some more twigs and things over there. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get the hot glue gun out, or maybe some epoxy mix, and I'm going to put some dabs of epoxy on a lot of these things, so if it gets real windy, they just don't break off where the staples are. So I'm going to take care of that, and then we're going to get ready to hang it, and that's all there is to it. So, and we'll take it one step at a time. Well, I